Hi, everybody. Namaste. Welcome. Thank you so much for your patience today. I've had a couple of technical difficulties here, as well as a technical difficulty with Amber, who ran away, but I have her back. So all is well, and I'm ready to do some live readings. Today, I've decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do, I don't think I've ever done this on my channel, a 3 voices reading. And what I might do, sorry, moth or something. What I might do is also do this next Tuesday as well too, so we can start to practice this a little bit, those of you that are readers as well. So what a 3 voices reading requires, and you might want to go pull out some decks, is to answer a question from 3 voices. The 3 voices are a Lenormand deck, an Oracle deck, and a Tarot deck. And so by having an overview of these 3 voices, we get a pretty clear picture of the direction the answer to the question is going. If you don't read Lenormand, then you can just use Oracle and Tarot. And if you do, then go ahead and pull out 3 voices. Today, we're going to look at some of Siolo Thompson's decks. And I'm just going to show you which decks I'm using today, and then I will say hi to everybody that is in the chat. To the best of my knowledge, these are all of Siolo Thompson's decks. And I'm going to choose 1 tarot deck, 1 oracle deck, and the Lenormand deck. So just if you're not familiar with her decks, this is the Hedge Witch Tarot. This is a botanical tarot. There are keywords on the cards, and this has an amazing guidebook for those of you that like to work with plant medicine. This not only has an oracular message, but there are recipes and all kinds of goodness in this deck. So that's the Hedge Witch Botanical. This is the Lion Strider Tarot. This is a deck that I worked with for a couple of years, pretty much every day. There was something about Cielo describes this deck as being in liminal space. So it's kind of in that place between sleep and awake. Again, I really love the watercolor splashes in her work. I love the white space. Some people find this deck a little hard to interpret, but I don't know. I just I really enjoyed the time that I worked with this deck, and I found it very easy to read with intuitively. This is the, what's it called? The Otherkin Tarot. This is, tarot came out a couple of years ago, and this is a tarot deck that is full of magical creatures. It's kind of a, what I want to say, it's a great storytelling deck. Here we have human legs on a toad. It kind of feels otherworldly. It's very easy to read. Love this knight. So the Knight of Pentacles, the turtle, the Knight of Pentacles on the turtle's back. I think I'm actually going to use this deck today. I forgot how much I like this deck. I have done a side-by-side of the Lion Strider and the Otherkin a long, long time ago. And then what else do we have on the table? This is Ciolo's Lenormand deck. This is the Scrying Ink Lenormand. And you'll recognize the art style. The thing about this deck is there are no playing card associations, and I'm going to try to bring that into the readings today as well too, because if you're doing a 3 voices reading, it's really nice to just be aware of the if there's any repetitive cards. So for example, and I have not been reading Lenormand for, I'm going to say, about a year. So I've got a little cheat sheet in front of me. The sun is a king, is that correct? I believe the sun is an ace. The sun is the ace of diamonds. So the sun, if this were to come up in a reading where we had the ace of pentacles, there might be something that we could really pick up on in that reading. I just I haven't done three voices readings for a long time, so I'm going to start today, and I think I'm going to do this for the duration of the week. I might even do that on Saturday when I'm reading with Amy. Saturday, I'll be doing live readings with Mystic Rose Tarot, Amy. Yeah, so this is the Lenormand deck. It's called Scrying Ink Lenormand. All of the decks are in the description box below. I believe it's available through Siolo's Etsy shop, which is not open at the moment. And then this is her latest deck. And this one is called Winter Seer something something. Winter Seer. It's in the description box below as well, too. Let's see if I can. All these Llewellyn boxes are so big and bulky. Winter Seer Animal Oracle. Winter Seer Animal Oracle. Okay. And you'll recognize the artwork. Her artwork is very distinctive, and the decks pair really well together. So I thought today I would use Siolo's decks, and the next Tuesday I'll do a 3 voices reading with the artwork of Will Worthington, because I have the Celtic Lenormand, and then I can use the Druidcraft or something like that. Okay. So are you with me? And so I'm going to use this one, and this one, and this one. Okay. I'm going to put away Line Strider and Hedge Witch. I'm not going to use those today. I'm just going to use these 3 decks here. Let's put them in my rack so they are safe, safe, safe. And then I'm going to go to the chat and say hi to everybody. Melinda was here ages ago, and sorry again about the time change. Crazy Faith, hello, welcome. Hi to Janine. Hannah, lovely to have you here. And then she says, will it be best to post a question when this starts so my question will not get lost? Go ahead and post it whenever you're ready. And Dee, hello, namaste, Dee. Irene, welcome, welcome, welcome. Donna Thompson, hello. Colleen, welcome to you. Donna Rion, hello. Lovely to have you all here. Andy, welcome back. Thanks to those of you that were here earlier today, as well as here for the live readings. Julia, namaste, welcome. I did see the photo you posted of the card I sent, so thank you very much. Tarology by Anne, hello. Lovely to have you here. Namaste. I know this is a request by some people, and sometimes it's hard, right? It's not easy to read with animal decks. Okay, where are we at? Joseph is here. Hi, Joseph. Welcome. Okay, Janine does not read with Lenormand. Hello to Tammy Ann and welcome. And what is this comment here? Okay, I don't actually have to read that. Okay, good to know. So I'm not sure if anybody's actually posted a question. So now is a great time to start posting a question. But what I'm going to do until the questions start appearing, hi Sarah, is just to show you what I'm going to do. Actually, no, we'll just do it. We'll just do it. So I'll start with a group reading. And everybody just take a big breath in and out. The moon is waxing. So How does that make you feel when the moon is waxing? Do you feel the growth of the moon in your heart? Do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your mind? The moon is shifting tonight from Capricorn into Aquarius. And for me, Siolo's decks are very, while there's a lot of watercolor, Siolo's decks are very airy to me. And that's one of the reasons that I chose her decks today. Okay. So as the moon is waxing, shifting from Capricorn into Aquarius, as we are growing in this winter season with the moon, I always find it interesting, the waxing energy in the winter. I mean, it's not winter, it's fall, but it's like, how do we navigate these? Okay, that's a good question. How do we navigate these? Okay, good. Thanks, Donna. I will look back and find Crazy Faith's question. I'm just going to do this general first. And so my question is this: how do we navigate these opposing energies? So the season is dying, yet the moon is growing. That's my question. It's kind of a general question, but and maybe you just want to answer it, how you do that. So I'm going to do a 3-card Lenormand, and then I'm going to put the oracle down. I kind of feel the institutional flavor of this 3-card. And then also I'm kind of picking up on with this 3-card, the sense of the big view from the tower. You know, there's something about the energy of the tower and seeing from on high. In this particular Lenormand deck, we have one open book on top and then 2 spines that are closed towards us. So if you look at this one, so in Lenormand, to me, it's important if the books are opened or closed. And here we have both. Here we have both. Okay. I have to tell you, it's funny. So there's something about being clever in this reading. Isn't that interesting? That we don't have the fox in the Lenormand, but we have something about, because with another thing I was feeling here and with the clouds, it's so funny. When I went to university, the tower in Lenormand is more about institution, is one of the meanings. But where I went to university was always, it was kind of like this. It was very dreary weather and it was super, super windy. And with the dark side of the clouds facing towards this, it reminds me of when I was a university student and studying in this very kind of dreary location. So how we navigate this, I think there's something about, being smart. And this is not necessarily connected to the reading, but if we can be a little more what's the word? I want to say if we can be a little more regimented, every single day we check in, okay, moon is waxing. That means there's a sense of growth. There's a sense of moving forward. Yes, it's winter, but there's a cleverness about understanding these cycles and seasons. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. The clouds with the rainy side of the clouds towards the books tend to darken the book. And also I'm kind of sensing like not reading in the dark, but perhaps a good mystery book or something like that. Maybe this is about staying inside. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have the Death card, which represents Scorpio season, right? And then we have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, if we look at the octopus, the energy of the octopus is likes to stay in their cave. So perhaps this is just simply a message about, for Northern Hemisphere people, it's okay to stay inside. It's okay to embrace the darkness and to enjoy what we have during this season. I almost feel Iyengar, you know, the yogi Iyengar kind of speaking to me. And he was one that always talked about be in the moment. You know, if it's cold, put on a sweater. Enjoy the cold, you know, embrace the fabric and the textures of the wool. We don't need to crank the heat and that kind of stuff. So I really feel the kind of the beauty of the insular nature of the Death card with the Four of Cups, especially with the octopus here, like that being in the cave kind of energy. It just feels like, you know, enjoy a good book. Maybe this is about a little more receptive energy, you know, a little more yin energy. And with that tower up in the top left corner, this is about perspective as well, too. So we can be in our tower, we can be in our cave, but from that place, we can also keep an open mind, keep an open viewpoint, to not get lost in the darkness of the cave. And isn't that funny? I was talking about that. Is Andrew here? I was talking about that earlier when we were doing the deck comparison about what were we talking about? We were talking about the Chariot and you'll have to go back and rewatch that, but yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back and find Crazy Faith's question. And do you like the scrying ink, Armand? Yeah, I really like it too. Okay, so Crazy Faith 77. I'm just going to scroll back and find your question. Okay. All right, so let's hold some light around Crazy Faith. What path do I need to take for self-healing? Okay. What path do I need to take for self-healing? Okay, so Crazy Faith, can I encourage you to just remove the word need? There's something about that word that creates expectations. I'm just opening another window here in case we have some trolls arrive. That way I can easily zap them, but we've got mods in the chat, so we can keep open for that. Hi to Mary Beth. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you. Okay, I'm ready to go here. What path So let's fix up the language here. What path, and fix is not a great word. What path would best support my healing journey? Something like that. What path would best support my healing journey? Crazy Faith, the back of my neck just it has lit up. Which is an unusual place to go bing, bing, bing. Okay, so one thing for sure is that there isn't one modality that is going to be the absolute best. So the frog is adaptable. The frog lives in the dirt and in the water, right? Different parts of the life cycle, different seasons, we can find the frog in different habitats. So I want to say that one modality, it's not about one modality or one path. It could be a blending of paths. And to learn to be comfortable in different modalities and different paths may be what ooh, that's a tricky reading. Mice, whip and broom, ship. Quick movement. Quick movement. Chatty, eating away. Cleaning up. Interesting that in her deck she has whip and broom, which is, it's kind of nice because I want to look at the broom energy as one of cleaning up. So perhaps this also can speak to cleaning up your habitat, cleaning up your environment. Isn't that interesting? I've never used the word habitat for humans. Cleaning up your habitat. So let's look at that. Lenormand is really practical. So let's talk about just cleaning up the corners, getting rid of junk. Tell us a little bit about what your environment looks like. Is there a lot of, is there stuff piled in the corners? Is it organized? Does the space flow? Yeah, I'm just really curious about that. I'm glad the group reading resonated, Amanda. Okay. Wow, this is very cool. Okay, so in this Two of Wands, we have a globe. I'll show you up close in case you don't have this deck. It's really fun. We have the frog again too, right? So we have a frog, we have a frog. We have a globe, we have a ship, which both speak to travel. Now, if you are able at this time to start planning and thinking about moving, not moving, going to a healing center, like actually traveling some distance overseas to a healing center. At that healing center, you may be able to clean up your act. And when I say that from lots of love. We all have so much purification that needs to happen. And sometimes we can't do it on our own. We need the support of a center where we are fed, where we learn practices and habits and lifestyles. I'm really kind of I was going to use the word digging. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Okay, Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, right, represents a square. It's a foundation. So here we are, we're talking about building a foundation. But when I see this Four of Pentacles, I'm thinking about the confines of an ashram, the confines of a center, a protected place where you can learn and grow and build and pick up some lifelong habits and practices. Okay. Amanda scrubbed all of the floors today. That's funny. Okay. Crazy Faith, you are a book hoarder, but it feels stuffy. Okay. Remember, as without, so within. If the home is dirty, the and I use that word very lightly, right? If the home is dirty, then inside also needs cleaning out. So sometimes if we just do some serious house cleaning, it's amazing how light our spirit feels. And then we have the confidence and the incentive to step into the next thing. As without, so within. Okay. You have some really powerful repeating messages here. So take some time with this and see if there is an overseas program that is calling to you. Okay. This is a very powerful reading. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, has anybody else posted a question? I will scroll on down. Okay, so Infinity was asking about a question. There we go. There's Infinity. I want to know, who is the person I'm meant to be with in this lifetime? Okay. And then is there another part to this? Is there another part to this, Infinity? Okay. You are an Aquarius, and then ... Okay. You're welcome. Hi, Candy. Okay. So let's focus on Infinity. I want to know, who is the person you're meant to be with in this lifetime? Who is the person you're meant to be with? Okay. So what the tarot can answer is the qualities of that person, or sometimes these kind of questions also focus on, because ultimately the tarot is going to come back and talk about you. Qualities that if you were to enhance within yourself, that would attract, magnetize another towards you. It's really funny sometimes how the tarot answers these kinds of questions. All right, so holding light and love around Infinity as we explore the energy of a partner, the kind of energy that would be in the highest for, is your pronoun she, her? What am I feeling? I'm feeling like there is some stuff that hasn't been released, Infinity. Like you're carrying some weight. I have a very heavy backpack on right now, and it hurts. Like it causes pain. And when I feel these empathic messages, it's important to listen to them. So one of the things I want to say is that unpacking, unloading, releasing some of this weight is really important to make yourself feel lighter and freer before you step into relationship, or before even spirit is going to bring relationship towards you. Okay, so I'm going to pull the oracle first. Well, that is a kind of an auspicious sign. Fertility. The rabbit. Yeah. Okay. How many of you use Lenormand on a regular basis in the chat? Let me know. And I know there is also a request for a Lenormand course or a Lenormand series, and that's something I would definitely love to do. I know Kelly Fitzpatrick has done an amazing couple of series on Lenormand, but if you want to hear it from Sadhana's point of view, I'd be happy to share that with you as well too. Okay. All right, let's explore what this fertility is about. And Infinity, please, it would be great if you could let me know your pronoun. I'm assuming it's her, she, but I could be wrong. Okay. This is kind of beautiful, actually. Bouquet is one of the happiest cards in the Lenormand. It represents, and house and home and ancestors. And so what I'm feeling here is there may be a foreign partner. Oh, Infinity, do you identify as a woman? Are you a girl? Are you a man? Are you I was asking what your pronoun was. That's what I was asking. So with this, it feels almost like a foreign partner. And also somebody who has a sense of family, a sense of growth, a sense of home. You're a girl. Okay, thank you. Okay. Can't assume anything these days, right? Donna, you're in love with Lenormand semi-regularly. Okay. So I think don't you think this is really beautiful? I almost feel as if like this could be a proposal by somebody from another country who may take you to that country, or if you have an opportunity to travel, it is during your traveling that you will meet this partner. But I love the fact that house and fertility are there in a reading like this. It feels very auspicious. It feels very lucky. Okay. And then, of course, depending on your culture, oh, wow, this is really interesting with the stork with the head in the sand. Okay. So this is a great, great Two of Swords. This means that it's really important to be open to all possibilities, right? You don't want to have your head in the sand. You want to have a global perspective. You want to be open to anything. Look at this. This is really interesting. This Page of Swords. It almost looks as if this Page of Swords has a letter with a stamp on it. This feels like an invitation to me. I wonder if you're going to be invited to something. Okay. I wonder if you're going to be invited to something. So the general message, Infinity, is to be open to all possibilities, to be open to traveling, perhaps a foreign, like moving actually to another country or meeting somebody from another country. Make sure that you are open to messages, but also the Page of Swords feels like if you are studying another language, if you're working on your English at this time, if you're working on other languages, the Page of Swords is very curious about language, and language may be a vehicle to this as well too. Okay. D says, Sadhana, this is so interesting. 3 decks. Please, may I have a general reading with the spread if you have time? Yes, of course, D. Okay. All right. Thank you, Infinity. Oh, dear. You know what I did? I just put the Oracle deck in there. There we go. Okay. It is. It's a really nice Lenormand. I just wish it had the playing card associations on it, but I mean, if I was, yeah, and I'm not going to write them on because the cards are so beautiful. Ooh, I haven't read that book, Donna. I'm always looking for new books. Though my shelf of unread books is fairly large. Okay. Important to mix the cards well, don't you think? Okay, and then great, Amanda. I'm so glad that resonated. I'm just going to keep, just so I stay with the chat. If I've missed a question before this, let me know. And like Julia's comment. That's great. And you know, one of the things I love about this is the connections that people make in the chat. It's really beautiful. And I feel, you know, I've made some really good friends on YouTube, and it's amazing. It's kind of wonderful. All over the world too. And Dee feels the Lenormand is brutal. Okay, where are we at? Can somebody tell me where the next question is? Oh, there we go. I guess we're at Andy. Okay, I've been feeling sad and unmotivated this last week, and I'm not sure why. Why am I feeling like this? And what And here we are again, okay? This came up a lot yesterday. I had a lot of shoulds. People were asking me, what should I do? And when we use that, it's almost like we are willing to give over control to something else. First of all, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be sad and to be in a period of sadness and to embrace the sadness, the stillness, the quiet, perhaps the heaviness in the body. It's okay to be in that process. So that's the first thing I have to say. Sometimes the sadness is the teacher, right? There's a lesson in the sadness. Okay. So Andy, giving you a big hug and also giving you plenty of space to be in your sadness as I'm shuffling the Oracle deck. So what I want to ask the cards is for some more information about your sadness. What do we need to learn about this sadness? Or what is this sadness teaching you? What is the lesson? Here we go. What is the lesson in Andy's sadness? Okay, because I think that is the most helpful kind of question here. Okay. What is the lesson in Andy's sadness? Got it. Here. Rebirth. So the lesson in Andy's sadness is rebirth. But you already know that, Andy, right? You're going through a lot of changes. So in the process of rebirth, sometimes we feel very naked and very vulnerable. And there's a lot of uncertainty. So what I feel around that is what we were talking about, the anti-hormone practice earlier, or was that in the previous hour? And going back to those practices and being with practices that connect you to your spirituality are a wonderful thing to do when you're in the process of rebirth. They're essential, actually. Okay. So what do we need to know about Andy's sadness? What is the lesson in her sadness? Okay. This is kind of cool, actually. The Tower is a sense of isolation. The Bouquet is a gift. So if we read those two cards together, if we read it as a gift of isolation, it means one pot. With a Lenormand, there's lots of possible interpretation. But how can we look at isolation as a gift? Perhaps being locked away in the tower is exactly where you need to be at this time. The dog represents companionship. It represents a loyal friend. And maybe this is about being loyal to yourself. It's about being loyal to this journey. Loyal to this journey of growth and development. Okay, let's go to the tarot. Wow. Okay, so Judgment. Now, for me, Judgment is the portal card. right? The judgment is, I can use the word portal. I can use the word initiation. And you couldn't have a better pair of cards than these two cards together, Andy. There's also the word gentleness is coming to mind. There's a real need to be gentle with yourself. Glad that resonates, Candy. This is an interesting contrast. Now, in the group reading, we had the octopus, and I was sensing the octopus as being in the cave. But what I'm feeling at here is that the octopus is emerging from the cave. The King of Cups perhaps likes to stay in the cave, but there is a sense of emergence here. So your question is, you're feeling sad and unmotivated. So what I want to suggest is that with all of these cards on the table and everything that I know about what's going on with you, and of course I don't know everything, that trusting the exercises you've been given in Amber's course, trusting in the slowness of this practice. Sometimes transitions can be painful. Transitions cause us a lot of anguish because we don't know what's on the other side. So you need to trust in the process of the transition. And any of the words that you've heard, that I've said during the duration of turning over these 6 cards, write them down, because sometimes it can be in a word that you hear a message that speaks to you most loudly. Okay? Thanks, Andy. D, sorry, not D. D, I'll get to your question in a second. Candy, I'm using 3 decks. So this is the Scrying Ink Lenormand on the top. This is the Scrying Ink. And the Tarot deck, which is these 2 cards, is the Otherkin Tarot. And the Oracle deck, oh, these big boxes. The Oracle deck is the Winter Seer Animal Oracle, and all of these decks are by Siolo Thompson. D. Okay, general reading for D. I am really enjoying starting with the Oracle card. That is really kind of working for me here. And I have to say that when I do this kind of 3 voices reading, I don't always do it that way. So it's really interesting that this Oracle is speaking so loudly today. Thank you, Candy. I've said this before. Sometimes in a live session like this, other people's readings also are going to speak to you, because there's a reason that we are connected together on this day. All right, so D. Big breath, D. Joining together my support team with your support team as we explore a general message in this 3 voices reading. So D, generally, like this is I've got a lot of stuff going on physically right now. Um, my back is really lit up. The middle back, not in a grief kind of a way, and not that backpack thing I was talking about. I almost feel like I've been struck or in a car, rear-ended in a car accident. That's what I feel like. I feel like I've been rear-ended in a car accident. What does that mean? So metaphorically, what could that mean to you? You know, sometimes that is something that it's um, we are taken by surprise. We are taken aback. Something hits us. Something comes up from behind, and it stirs up the back body, which represents our past. So something is being stirred up in your past. Spirit is unnerving you in a way that it wants to clear and reset an old pattern, an old way of thinking, to heal an old pattern. It's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I've been in a car accident, rear-ended in a car accident. Okay. Oh my God, I love this. I'm really liking this oracle deck. I'm wondering if we're going to get a lot of pentacles in this reading. Pig prosperity. Okay. I feel so much contentment with this card. So much contentment. Okay. Just seeing if Dee's commenting on my empathic pickup. Do you know those little plastic, little tiny rubber pigs? I don't know. I almost see you surrounded by little pigs, little lucky pigs. Okay, where are we going to go with this? So if I go kind of directly, maybe you're going to get an inheritance. Spirit is at your back, you know, stirring up things from the past. We have a prosperity card. Wouldn't that be nice, Steve? Settlement of an inheritance. Wouldn't that be funny if we got the fish card? Okay, so garden, community, social, being social. Okay, garden, scissors, and tree. Okay. Uh, Okay. I'm stumped. What are we going to do here? What does the prosperity have to do with the social wellness? I'm reading these two cards together. I'm reading garden tree, social wellness, social health. So this is like public public fitness classes. So that's one way that pair works together. But something is coming to an end. Something is being cut, and quickly. To have the scissors next to the tree is not great for health. But there's something else going on here. Let me pull out the tarot cards. Let's go to an ancestral. Okay, I want to go back to what I was talking about, the inheritance, because the tree also connects us to the ancestors. It connects us to our lineage. And the garden plus the tree can speak to a family tree. It can speak to family reunions and things like that. What is the family tree being cut? Is something shifting? Is something shifting in the lineage? What's going on here? I like the word pruning, Amanda. Right. So the scissors plus the tree can refer to pruning and cleaning up so that there can be regrowth. And this doesn't feel, because the garden is here, it doesn't feel like this is something you're going to do on Gaia TV. It's something that you're going to do out and about in the community. It's important to get out and about in the community. So death and scissors really speak to, and then we've got justice as well too. Okay. If I really lean into what I'm feeling here, there's a major shift that's happening for you. It's like, this is one of the, I just don't like doing this without a question, because I feel like I'm rambling in circles. The pig is so healthy and so well and very, very content. And so there's a mixed message here about the contentment and a need to, and I'm going to use the word fix something, repair something, cut away at something. D, huge love of my garden, but I've neglected it this year because of my partner's health. No, the scissors are cutting. The scissors are cutting the scissors are cutting the ribbon. And the idea with the scissors in Lenormand, or the scythe, this is also called the scythe in a lot of decks, is that there is a swift. This can also just simply be the adjective swift. And the tree either represents our foundation or it represents our health and wellness. Okay. All right. So I want to put this together in one sentence for you, because I'm struggling here a little bit. And I'm also going to do something else here. I want to, because sometimes this helps. Let's go garden, pig, tree, because there's something connecting the garden and the tree. It's almost as if these three here speak to your wellness. And these three cards here speak to the transformation, the change. So in this V here, we have a focus on connection and friends and wellness. And let's just not think about prosperity as financial prosperity. Let's think about it as abundance, connection with friends, connection with people, connections with family, connections with your sisters and your cousins and all of those that are in your family. There's something here that feels really, really important. And then we have this message of dying, like a karmic reset, death, scissors, justice. So there's something that needs to be released and cut away and reset. And there's this need and this importance to connect again. My partner has huge health issues and needs help. Okay. Yes, I need support to help him. So the Donna is reminding me about what I was saying about the car accident, and I can still feel my back. I can still feel it. It's that ache that doesn't go away. It's always there. Uswa, do not repeat your question over and over and over. I've seen your question, and if I have time, I will get to it, okay? Thank you. So perhaps there is a need for you to create space to get out and to experience. So based on what you're saying, this intersection, this weaving of these two V's, like the downward facing V and the upward facing V, it's like I want to separate them. I want to extricate them. And if I look at the car accident metaphor, I want to extricate you from that feeling to gain a sense of freedom. So it's important that you have support for your partner so that you aren't consumed by your partner's poor health. And while your journey and your partner's journey are inextricably linked, it's important that you live your journey as well too. I wish I could put you on the microphone. Let's go to Tamsin's comment. Sometimes we need to put the brakes on to what no longer serves us, release and take new direction. Okay. Well, there's lots of food for thought there, Dee, and I want to send you my love from a distance and know that this group is here to support you at any time. Okay? Thank you. Yes, Thompson. All these decks are by Siolo Thompson. Okay. We're going to go to Amanda next. All right. Do I need to do anything more regarding my house move, or is it now just about being patient? Okay, lovely question. Okay, so let's shuffle the winter seer. Dee, I see your comment about I have a big need to fix people and it stops me caring for me. It also, Dee, this is also really important. It also prevents them from being on their journey. So your fixing creates a block for them because that means that they're not able to be present in their situation. Over what's a good word for it? The caretaker archetype, out of control, is one of the most I know this archetype really well, and the caretaker out of control is really, really damaging to self and to the people that are being caretaked. Yeah. And I'm sure there are a lot of caretakers in this chat. And we all know how hard it is to balance that archetype. What did I say in Andy's reading? I know that Candy commented on it. Something about being loyal to yourself. That was a pretty big message today. All right, so this reading is for Swan Spirit, who is inquiring about her house. Oh my God. You got the Swan card. Look, 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 look. To me, this is just like, that's so beautiful. It's kind of like all you need. I feel with swans, the beautiful presence of the Saraswati energy, you know, the harp and the peace and the music and the devotional mantra. It almost looks as if this swan is ready to take flight as well, too. The word beauty has been an important part of my spiritual journey. And the word beauty is one that is so misunderstood in the spiritual, in our culture, North American culture. But beauty is equivalent with the energy of the heart chakra. Beauty is soul. Beauty is peace. Beauty is God. Beauty is contentment. Beauty is harmony. Okay. these two cards here, the moon and the birds, do you have some gossipy neighbors? Or I'm also looking at 2 and 2, 2 dogs, 2 birds. The moon has quite a different energy in Lenormand than it does in the tarot. Now I've got the Lovers card. So, Amanda, there's a message here about pairs, about couples. And the moon in Lenormand, it shines light. It puts us in the limelight. It's almost as if the moonlight is, and we've got the moon here and the Lovers card as well too, highlighting some aspect of relationship that's really important at this time. Of course, this can always be relationship with yourself, but I'm really struck by the 2. So I want to say that an awareness of your partner feels really important at this time. Okay, this is not the card I wanted to turn over. Okay, so we have 6 and 16. 6 and 16. Okay, good God. Oh. Okay, 6 and 16. Okay, here's my question. Is relationship being questioned at this time? And I'm just staring at that beauty card. I'm wondering if for some reason you're not seeing the beauty in yourself. The moon, the swan, the dog. We've had the dog card today already. Hey, Jen. Hello, hello. You are single. Okay, you are single. I feel like this is a question, like I want to read these 3 cards and then I'm going to build in the other 3 cards. So we have the Lovers, we have Beauty, and we have the Tower. So what I'm feeling here is like your expectation, your assumption, what you have previously thought of as a healthy relationship or as a desired relationship is being questioned, is being unearthed, is being reset. Right? The foundation of your beliefs about relationship or relationships is under scrutiny at this time. And you're being called to see the beauty in everything. You're being called to see the beauty even in the most challenging of situations. Okay, I have to do this bit by bit because this is another really tricky. See that the thing with these three voices readings, weaving all this together is a bit of a um I was going to say it's a bit of a gong show. It is. It's not easy. Interesting that we have the birds above the swan. The idea with the birds is that they're noisy, they're gossipy, they can be annoying. And it's almost as if a sense of humor is required, or a lightness of being is required in this reset of your um and I know you're asking about your house, right? You're asking about your house. Why am I talking about relationship? Because there's so much relationship stuff going on in this reading. Okay, so I want to turn this back to the house. Big silence, right? Big, big silence. Interesting, because whenever anyone reads for me, love relationship partners come up. That is so interesting. Bye, Tamsin. Um, I don't know. Maybe spirit is just asking you to. What do you do? What do you do for work, Amanda? Are you a counselor? Do you like, are you a mediator or a counselor? Do you work with people? Do you work with couples? You removed yourself from people. Okay. Okay. And I want to say I don't necessarily read the cards linearly either. So this removing yourself from toxic people experience is perhaps the tower is speaking to that reset. The birds speaks to toxic people, gossipy, annoying people. These are two cards of reset, of acknowledging and finding and recognizing spirit and beauty. And I was talking about the energy of the heart chakra earlier. Okay, now let's look at the message from the three Lenormand cards and see if we can find a repeating message here or something like that. So the dogs are friendliness. The dogs are friendly. And the birds are not. The birds are gossipy. So there's a contrast here. And so the moon, I'm going to move these out of the way. If we go like this, if we read it this way, the moon has been shining light on the tremendous difference in these different kinds of ways of being. And if multiple readers have been bringing up the idea of relationship, then maybe this is the time for you to write about it, to reflect on it, to interact with it. Hello, Christine. You're an artist and you previously worked in law for 25 years. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so I want to go back to the house question because this is a really like complicated. I feel like we've gone in so many directions. One of the things I want you to be really sure about is the neighbors. Be be sure that the situation that you're in feels content and peaceful with the neighbors. I want to go back to the very first card. I say it every time I do readings, the first card is always the most important. And you got this beautiful card of peace and beauty. So that strikes me as a big yes. Perhaps you have found the peace between, right, the toxic people and the friendly people. And so there is nothing to be done about the house except enjoy it. And everything that I have been saying is just reading a bunch of other layers that aren't necessarily there. So let's keep this simple. Yeah. And then this other part of me wants to say, okay, there's something about you. There's something about a gift of relationship that is there for you. It has been a while, Christine. Yes, I haven't been on your channel either. I need to go back and visit your channel. I don't know why it hasn't come up in my feed, but I'll be sure to check it out. Okay. All right. What are we doing for time? We're at an hour and 21 minutes. These have been really long readings. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm just going to scan through the chat and see what's going on, what I've missed. And then I will. Hi to Suzanne. I'm not sure if I said hello to you. And I just, while I'm not responding to every comment that comes up in the chat, please know that I do kind of see it in my peripheral vision and love the way that everyone supports everyone else. Okay. All right. All right. So should we do a quick question for Uswa? I'm just really not sure about this question. I don't understand because this is in the past. Can somebody help me interpret this question? Because I really don't understand this question. Lovely, Dee. Lovely. It is, right? You know, mothers, caretakers. Tamsin, we were kind of on the same page, right? Okay. Can anybody help me figure out Uswa's question? I'm happy to answer it before I sign off today, but I just really don't understand the question because it's a past date. Um, does that mean 2022? I'm just wondering if there's a typo there. And just scrolling on down. Ah, your neighbors are horrendous. That is most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Oh, maybe her date of birth? So she's 22 years old? Okay. No, Christine, it does not. No, the little, so we were looking at the moon card. No, it doesn't. It has different meanings. Yeah, it's a really wonderful medium, and I think I'm going to start using it more on my channel. I have not been using Lenormand, and I forgot how much I love reading with it. Yeah. Okay. So the answer is no. The tower in Lenormand refers to institutions. It can refer to isolation. It can refer to haughtiness, like being on high, depending on what's the question is, and different readings. Oh, thank you, Dee. Just waiting to see if there's any clarification from Uswa. I'm just going to scroll down until I get to the bottom. Christina Nanda, hello, hello. Didn't say hello to you, and you're so welcome, Andy. And maybe okay, so I'm gonna pull a few cards for Uswa. I have no idea what's going on. Little confused about the question. So let's say that is her birthday, and I'm just going to go back, make sure I'm answering the question. Okay, so when will Uswa get married? Should we pull out the Wildwood Tarot and like do a super predictive kind of reading? That would be kind of fun, hey? Okay. Let's do 3 cards, and we're gonna predict when Uswa will get married. Okay. All right. All right. So holding the energy of the Wheel of the Year in hand, using the Wheel of Year as a guide for connecting to Uswa's spirit and her guides. Is there an indication of when she will get married? Okay. As always, we ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good, and that no harm be done. Okay, so we had a really nice cut. I'm going to do 3 cards. All right, so we're in the season of vessels. The Queen, this is actually a lovely card to come up for this kind of question. And so the Queen of Vessels is the second court card. This speaks to, so this would be, sorry, this is after August 1st. Sorry, August 1st is Lugnasad, right? So it's after that. Oh my goodness, I have the King and Queen of Vessels. The King and Queen of Vessels. Okay, one more. And the 5 of Bows. Okay. It's too bad there's no major that has shown up. Well, very, very hard to do predictive reading like that. Okay, when there's no like, when we don't pull a major arcana. So what I'm going to do just for fun is I'm going to turn these 3 cards. And that's not what I want to do at all. Okay, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use the Lenormand. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to look at the energy around the woman, and I'm going to look at the energy around the man, and I'm going to put those 2 3-card readings down on the table. So we have a 6-card reading. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to cut. And I'll turn the camera so you can see this, what I'm doing here, because this is kind of fun. All right. Oh, I got to watch the time too. I have to pick up my daughter. And these are all mixed up. In Lenormand, we don't read upside down. Okay, so I'm looking for the man and the woman. That's interesting. The snake can also represent the woman, but let's just look for the man and the woman. Okay, so we have Foxman book. Foxman book. And we have, where's the woman? Woman Ring Tower. Okay. I really don't like doing predictive reading. Okay, so we have a clever man who may be a professor or some kind of an intellectual. We also have a woman who's in a tower. I'm wondering if these 2 both work at a university or they work at some kind of an institution. He's definitely, I'm going to say a learned person. He's definitely a learned person. In this tells me, first of all, that the ring is on the woman's mind. But it also feels significant that the ring has shown up here. So the answer is yes. Will she get married? I feel that this showing up next to the woman is a big yes. But I have and I can't really answer when, but there's something about the books and the institution and meeting at an institution that feels significant here. Amanda's getting 2 years. Krista, I'm sorry, I'm not doing any more readings today. I'm done for today. Yeah. So, Buswa, if you're listening, this is what I'm picking up on. Okay, so I would be hanging around the university if I were you. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Anybody else picking up anything here? Also, we had the King and Queen of Cups, and where are those cards gone? The King and Queen of Cups, and we also had this Empowerment card, which feels, it's important that you don't lose sight of who you are in this perhaps obligation to get married. And you know what? This is way too matchy for me. I'm not sure a King and a Queen of Cups could survive a marriage together. So this, to me, if I'm reading this as a I'm the advice columnist, this feels like about because the kind of partner and the kind of practical information we're getting here in the Lenormand deck is quite different from what I was getting in the tarot deck. So yeah. Anybody else got man? Wow, man, woman, and the ring card. Well, those were chosen. Those were, I pulled those out. I was looking at the energy. Sorry if you didn't see what I was doing. I was looking at the energy around the man. So the energy around the man is fox and book. The energy around the woman is tower and ring. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that is a wrap for today. That has been fun, fun, fun. And I encourage you. So if you want to play with Lenormand again next Tuesday, I will do that. So let me know if you'd like to do that, because it's kind of fun to I don't know. I like the challenge of this kind of reading. It really plays more with my left brain. And sometimes I feel like I get really kind of lost in my right brain. And I use my right brain all the time, every day. And so what Lenormand does is it brings some balance back. Not only is Lenormand very matter of fact, but it also helps to get the left brain going, which we need when we're all a bunch of intuitives hanging out together. So I kind of like it. And I'm glad I pulled that out for today. And the reason I pulled it out was because I just purchased Siolo's new animal oracle, and I thought it would be kind of fun. So welcome to everybody. Yes, the fox can be cunning and sly and tricky and all of that. But just because I was looking at this combination here, this felt like a sense of it felt like a professor. Felt like a professor to me. So yeah. Oh, good. You love Lenormand. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to be doing live readings again on Saturday. I'm reading live with Amy from Mystic Rose Tarot, so we'll be doing that. And then on tomorrow, we are going to do the tens in the Marielle series. And Friday, I'm going to be doing best oracle guidebooks. So I need to create the thumbnail for that. Best oracle guidebooks. And this was because last Friday I did top 5 oracles of all time. I wanted to talk about a collection of oracle decks that are really expanded on, and they grow with their guidebook. Because the guidebook is so excellent, the cards are more than the cards. I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. So gonna go. Love to everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Be loyal to yourself. Okay. Be loyal to yourself. Namaste.